Beautiful, beautiful. So sent out again. God. Okay. All right, please, you can continue. And you can share your slide with us now.
Yes, just a minute. Okay, can anybody see? Can everybody see my screen now?
Yes, I can see your screen now.
Okay,
Yes, we
awesome.
can.
All right. So I just spoke about these. These are your money management tools. We've said that we're not here to shame anyone. We've also said that we're going to do budgeting. We're going to look at debt management. We're going to look at saving and investment, and everything else in between. Taking control of your numbers is where we are right now. And the first thing is all of us know what a budget is, so I don't have to over explain. So I'm just going to get to the part that is usually a bit difficult for most of us. But the budget is a simple plan. It tells you how to spend your money so that the expenses is not, or the lifestyle is not controlling you. You're the one controlling it. A few things you need to note when you're working with a budget is that most times, please do monthly budgets. It's not practical, it's not realistic to do it weekly or daily because you would have other things competing for your time. So do that budget. Just dedicate that one day of the month to do your budget. Then you can now review weekly. So reviewing means I was supposed to spend 2 naira here. I have spent 2 naira 50 kobo, and you put the value there. But that part where you decide you're going to spend 2 naira, you need to do that at the end of every month. So for most people, they do it before the big money comes in. For some people, they do it at the end of the month for the new month. So June is coming. I typically will do my budget on 26, 27 of May. I'll do my June budget 26, 27 of May. Some people will do it at the beginning of May, beginning of June. Some people have even done 3 months budget, so they're just coming to review. Whatever works for you, but the minimum is that you do it on a monthly basis now that you're starting out. Revisit it on a weekly basis to check in what you have said you are going to do. Now, update when there's a big change in income or a big expense. Ensure that you update it. One thing you need to understand that consistency is so important that if you are not consistent, you're going to definitely have a problem. It is important to be consistent. Now, what does a budget look like? It's very simple. It's just a list. It's just a list, honestly. And then there are 2 columns for everything you have written: transport, feeding. There are 2 columns. There is budget, there's actual. That's all we need you to do. Put in what
Why
you
am I
budget.
sharing from your phone?
Yes, unfortunately, because I joined with my phone.
Wow. It means you can't even see yourself. You can only see your slides. Uh the text is very small. I don't know if
Oh,
it's just me. Can anyone see it properly? Or it's just me? Or is there a way we can zoom it? Good, good, good. Looks good now.
all right. Awesome then. Okay, so I was explaining that um what you need basically to focus on your budget are the columns in front of each of the description of item, whether it is your revenue, whether it is your expense, whether it is your savings, whatever it is that you have written, there has to be the budget part, there has to be the actual part. So most people do the budget, they put in, oh, I'm going to budget, I'm going to do 20K for transport, I'm going to do 10K for data. They don't come back to track how much they actually now spent. And that is the budget in itself. Okay. So if you are part of the WhatsApp group where you say I will spend, but you don't come back and say I actually spent, you are not doing a budget, right? You are not doing a budget. I'm sorry. So you have to come back and actually and look at what exactly you eventually spent or received. Now, some of the things that your budget is meant to do, all your income should be tracked. All, whether it is side gig, whether it is a service you've rendered that you are waiting the payment for, whether it is your salary, whether it is money from the business that will be returned to you, all the income should be tracked on your budget document. All your expense, whether it is the ones you already know, the ones you think you may not know, you need to put them on. You need to include savings and giving as part of your budget. Don't do vibes and inshallah. Don't do that. So put it clearly to say, I'm going to save this amount of money. This is the amount of money I'm going to give out as charity or give out to help other people. And once that amount is exceeded, it is exceeded. Again, we've said review regularly and then use tools that work for you. For some people, it can be budgeting apps. For some people, it is a simple spreadsheet, Excel or Google Sheet. For some people, it is printed paper and they write on it. Whatever works for you is just fine. But don't guess. Don't guess your numbers. Use real numbers. Don't overcomplicate it, right? Don't treat it as a punishment. If you're not studying, he's on 27 again, I have to go and do this tedious exercise, then it's going to look and become tedious for you. So don't treat it as a punishment. And there are some expenses. Oh boy. Sorry. Okay. There are some expenses that are irregular. They don't come in often. It could be birthdays, it could be data is actually regular, actually. Fuel is regular, but birthdays could be regular. Not everyone has somebody to celebrate every month. And even if I celebrate people every month, I probably will not give them a gift because we don't have that relationship. So you need to also remember to factor in your irregular expenses, and then don't copy people because somebody's budget looks a certain way. You now put your own budget too, that way. So if you're going to create a budget now, the first thing you need to do is to list all your income, all of them, and label it clearly. Don't mix income with expense. So column A, income, right? So you put all the income there, you put all the items there, you list it. You put the names. Don't be shy. It is your personal property. Influencing gig, put it. Marketing gig, put it. Modeling, put it. Salary, put it. List everything one after the other. If people are owing you for services you've rendered that you're yet to receive the money, and you're certain it's going to come in that month, also put it. Then when you put all the money, if your business is going to pay you a salary and you're also doing the 9 to 5, put the two salaries there. Then you do the sum total. Okay. For the expense, put everything, put money that you're going to invest and save as part of your budget. Please always put a line for miscellaneous. Most of us don't put miscellaneous, and then we realize that because your budget is you can't really remember all the expense that you are going to pay for. And then there are those 1,000, 2,000 that come in every now and then. Those ones can be taken off from miscellaneous. Then have a column for unbudgeted expense. So for unbudgeted expense, you will have 0 as your budget, but in your actual, that's where you now start putting the numbers. So somebody called you and said, you've forgotten that we had this XYZ plan though. Your own share of the money is 2,500. Put it in your actual column, 2,500. Tap has broken. Nobody planned for the tap to break. Every flat is contributing for 5,000. You put it there. So it may not come from miscellaneous, but you did not even foresee it, and this money comes up. So you have to put it as what we call unbudgeted expense. There's something we call the 50-30-20 rule, which means that you see that total you have in your income, right? Share it into 3. 50, 30, 20. 50% goes to your needs. The things you need, not the ones you fancy, that are absolutely important for you to exist on a daily basis or until the next set of revenue comes in. Your wants are now those nice to have. Then your savings, your debt, your investment is the last 20%. Once you receive that, when you have your total income and you divide it by this rule, it's easy to implement. So if you have calculated all your needs and they are more than 50%, what it's telling you is cut it down. Simple. Cut it down. When you look at your wants and they're above 30%, take out what you don't need. So this is probably the time you're asking yourself, do I really need that Netflix subscription? Do I need to be on Netflix, Prime, Showmax, and I don't know, YouTube Premium? Can I just do 1 out of 4? What are the non-essentials here? Why am I paying for this subscription that I'm not using? Cut them out, okay?
I don't know why I cannot see this slide very well.
Okay, is there anybody else that can't see it?
No, it's not because I think it's just my interface. It is showing my logo on the top right corner of this thing.
Oh, okay. I think that's probably coming from the view option.
Yeah, that's true. Because I can see it now. When you turned the stuff.
Let me see if I can
I even
something.
tried to like pin you, but
Okay, the thing with phones is that it's limiting. I usually don't use phones, but I barely have I don't have a choice right now. Uh,
don't worry, continue. I hope other people don't have the same issue.
is this
Because I don't even know which of my device. I don't know if this is
It's
my laptop or this is my phone. The
it's so
one
much better
watching
now.
issue. If I can just
I think Mariam should continue. It's looking better now, although it's getting a bit blurry.
okay, can you see the text?
Yes, I can.
Is it too small?
No, it's okay. We can always zoom in if we are finding it hard to
okay,
read.
okay, yeah, that's true. But I can do that from my phone. All right, yes. But if anybody's using laptop, they might not be able to. But yeah, for now I can. That's fine. We can continue like this.
Okay, because if I tilt it the other way, that's when this comes to,
Yes.
and I can't take it away. Okay, this works, right?
Yes,
Yes.
it does.
All right, so I think the last one is we've said try and look for tools that works for. I do spreadsheets. I do spreadsheet because it's easy. I can edit on the go. I have my Google Sheet on my phone. I can open it at any point, put in information, close it again. For some people, they prefer apps, so you can do apps if that works for you. For some people, if you want to print it out, please file. Before we move from this, the balance part, when you remove the expense from your income, you should naturally have zero. Naturally. That's what you should work towards, zero. But when you have minus, there is a problem. Minus means that your expense is more than your income. And the truth is, you need to find a way to bring in that money that is giving your total a negative. Otherwise, you will spend, and then at a point, you'll be out of funds and you need to borrow. Okay, so always bring it to zero or have a positive balance at the end of the day. Savings is actually, I mean, we all know what saving is, but what we need to start thinking about is that savings is not, you're not depriving yourself of joy, you're preparing, and then you'll be able to take opportunities when the time arises for you to do certain things. The first thing I want to speak about when it comes to saving is an emergency fund, and I'll spend a small bit of time on this. An emergency fund is money that you set aside for unexpected expense. Now, remember, we just talked about budgeting. You already know you're going to pay rent in August. You already know you're going to buy fuel in your vehicle and your generator. You already know that a particular money is going to be due on XYZ dates. You have set them down. You have put them in your budget. In your budget, you also did 20% rule, right? And you said, I'm going to use this 20% rule for savings and debts. Now, something happens and you have to go to the hospital. Yes, you may have health insurance, but maybe health insurance is not going to cover the total bill that you need to pay for. So you need to go and take money from somewhere and balance up the hospital bill. This is where emergency savings comes in. Emergency fund is also going to be helpful where you encounter an unforeseeable situation like job loss. So you wake up, somebody wakes up today and the promotion is over, terminating your offer, blah, blah, blah. That's it. You have to go home. What happens? Now, the idea with emergency fund, and this is going to scare a bit of people, but that should be your goal. When you look at your budget, You see that part where you have needs, not wants. That part where you have needs. When you sum up the needs for a month, do for 3 months, right? That is how much you should have in your emergency fund wallet. I'll take that again. Your emergency, your budget. You know, we've said 50-30 rule is the easiest way to start. So you've taken 50% of your income in May, 50% of your income in April, 50% of your income in March. Sum it up. That amount is what you should have minimum in your emergency fund account, which means that you have prepared yourself for a 3-month dry season or a 3-month drought season if anything was to happen to you. For health emergencies, we always advise that you do preventive over corrective. Have an health insurance, pay an health insurance provider so that the basic things like malaria, typhoid, stomach pain, your health insurance provider will pay for you, and you don't have to self-medicate or buy cheap medication because you're trying to save money or you don't have money. But when it now becomes things like accidents and emergencies, surgical procedures, which you really don't plan for, and your health insurance may not be able to cover all the funds, you can then go to your emergency fund and take the money and, augment. So if you look at your 50% of your needs, or the needs that you have budgeted or you will budget today, and you multiply that by 3, can you say that you have an emergency fund? I know this is usually scary for a lot of people, but if the answer is no, please start saving now. Any amount you can afford, just start putting it together. Don't wait till you can do 50% of your needs or 50% of your income multiplied by 3. Don't wait. Just start putting together what you can afford right now. Okay, please. It is very, 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 very important. The next thing that you need to start adopting as a money belief system is that you must save before you spend. It's not the other way. You don't spend before you save. You save before you spend. So once you get that money, don't pay rent first. Don't send mommy money first. Don't send baby boy money first. Send your savings first. That 20%, take it out first. And the easiest way you can do this is to automate it. For some people, you may not be able to do a standing order, because the standing order means you go to the bank, you fill a form, you tell them that every month on this day at this time, withdraw this money and send it to this account number. You can just do your direct transfer, like directly transfer, but you need to build that habit. You need to build that habit and be consistent with it. You already know where you're saving into. So you're going to say, for example, I'm going to save into my emergency funds purse. I'm going to save into my travel purse. I'm going to save into my rent purse. I'm going to save into school fees purse, right? You already know how much is going to each of those savings purses. Put the money, immediately the money comes into your account. For some of you who have multiple income streams, maybe salary is there, side hustle money is coming, and they probably will not all come at the same time or on the same date. What you do is that once salary comes, and salary can cover all the savings, all the amounts for savings, do the transfer immediately. When the others now come, you settle every other person. But you need to ensure that you automate and you save before you spend. And please have different wallets for these saving targets. Don't put rent, travel, school fees, emergency in the same purse. Have different purses. So the way you would have bought different wallets and put them under your bed, have them on those different platforms too. So you just say, oh, this platform is strictly for rent. This platform is strictly for school fees. This platform is strictly for travel. This platform is strictly for emergency funds. Okay. The next one is on habits. We talked about limiting beliefs earlier, and now we're trying to say, why are these habits, why do they matter? If you save before you spend, it's more like part of your expense. So you just see it as a bill. Somebody has given you an invoice that you have to pay for, and that's it. And then you just make the payments. If you label your savings, it helps you to know what you're gone into what, and then you would not miss that amount. If you start small, you will stay consistent. Don't wait till you have big money. Don't wait till you have 2.5 million that somebody wants to dash you. Do 1,000 today, 1,000 next week, and just continue piling up the 1,000. If you don't review your progress, you cannot know whether you are doing well or whether you are out of track. Okay. And once you are able to complete a savings circle, please take out time to celebrate yourself. Celebrating doesn't necessarily mean you go to a fancy restaurant or anything. It can be you saying, that delayed gratification that I pushed, and this is where delayed gratification really helps. Oh, that ice cream I've not eaten. Today I would buy my ice cream. That activity I want to do, I'm going to finally do the activity today. That is how you celebrate your wins, when you do when you are practicing delayed gratification for purposes like this. Where can you find these tools? Economy is an app. Piggyverse is an app. Everybody literally knows Piggyverse. Everybody literally knows Cowrywise. Everybody knows Kuda. Kuda is the same banking Kuda that you know, but they have a savings feature in their banking app. Alert by Wema is the same Wema bank that you also know. They have a savings this thing in their app. So you can use some of these. So you can say, my rent, I'll put it in economy. And all you need to do is just download these apps. Really, it's not a lot of you're not paying. You have your Piggy. In fact, on Piggy, you can have different wallets. You can create different wallets on Piggy. You can say savings wallet, travel wallet, enjoyment wallet, and just put all of the things that you have there. Okay, before I go to investment, does anybody have questions so far on savings and budgeting? Any questions? Yes. Okay. If there are no questions, I would proceed in the meantime. Can anybody still hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Okay. Let me ask a question though. If nobody is asking a question on budgeting and on savings, I would start with our convener. And you have 30 seconds. Anybody giving a feedback? 30 seconds to 1 minute, because we're trying to get out of here as quickly as possible.
Okay. And
once you answer, I pass the baton to somebody else to answer.
all right.
What is the one expense wallet that you need to open after this masterclass? That one wallet that you need to open for a targeted saving. Don't give us it. Just say, I'm going to open a wallet with Kuda, and I'm going to use it for a purpose I've identified. But if you're comfortable telling us the purpose, then you may want to tell us why. Then pass the baton to one person to answer the same question.
Okay, so I actually currently have Cowrywise. Just that I think I would begin to apply the 50-30-20 rule. This is not the first time of hearing 50-30-20 rule, but this is the first time I am getting the full picture, and then I fully understand how that works, and of course how to work with income and expenses. So now I have I'm better equipped with how I need to do the breakdown, and how I can now go back to my app and do the needfuls, and maybe also automate the savings. So when money gets into my accounts, they don't wait for me. Only that the challenge I have with that is sometimes they just take the money that doesn't belong to you. And I remember seeing a post on Cowrywise on their page that says that point of view, the customer says the money you took is not for me, and then they added a sound that says I've already gone far, or something like that. Like there's nothing you can do about it. So that would be my only challenge, but then I'll see how that goes. And that's one thing I would make sure that I do. Automate again and look for how I regulate money that gets into my personal account. So I'll be passing the button to
wait, hold on. Before you pass the button, quick question. The money coming into your personal account, are there business money coming into your personal account?
No,
Okay.
no, not really, not really. But I'm just saying, so maybe somebody wants me to do something and then they send the money to my account, my personal account, because I wouldn't let anyone put money to send me to do something into my business account, even though a lot of times money in my business account, money does not really stay in my business account. I usually would save on Cowrywise. But now I just think that I am more equipped and I have more knowledge on how to navigate my finances and how to break them down and truly put what where.
Mm,
Yes.
okay, great. I have another follow-on question for you. When people send, do you have a lot of people sending you on errands where the money has to then come to your personal account and then you then sort it and give them breakdown or feedback?
Okay, not all the time. Not all the time. So for example, if I am going to maybe budget for my house now, my husband gives me the money. But if he wants to send me the money, he sends it to my personal account.
Mm.
So we are moving around Koloja. Cowrywise that the money is not my own far. So
So what you
so
can do, and this goes to people that also run errands. Please help me quickly buy. Please help me run this gifts, parole. Please, because I do that a lot. What I've decided to do that even with my banks, I have about, when I tell people I have UBA, GT, I have 2 accounts with GT, 2 accounts with UBA. I have Providus, I have Wema, I have Union. They're like, what are you selling? And these are all my Jacoco's accounts. They are not business. But the reason why I need all of this is because I know where I can tell you for free that all my UBA savings are work related. All my UBA spendings, rather. So once I've done my budget and I've seen how much is going to go for work, fueling for work, data for work, whatever for work, I move that money straight to UBA. So when I'm bringing out my ATM card and I'm buying
okay.
fuel, it's going from my UBA. But if I'm buying fuel for my house generator, which I will not use for work, I buy it from another bank account. So that clarity is already there for me. I don't mix my bank accounts. Providus is where I do my charity most times and my subscription. My Providus bank statement, what I will see more are, if I want to remember how much I give to a person for a charity purpose, is Providus. Where do I do my groceries from? One of my GT Bank accounts. So that's where you will see yam, purchase of egg, purchase of this. That one is always very messy. And I don't bother reconciling that account because I know I can't be reconciling 1,300, 1,500, 200, 250. Right. So I also have another account that I use for help me to go and buy. Put it here. That one is not tied to carry. No Cowrywise come and take your money there because that account is not what you use for your own personal errands or targeted spending. So what I would say is open as many bank accounts as you need and use them for different channels.
Okay. I think that's pretty much solves that. Yes,
Exactly.
I think it does.
So
Thank
you can
you.
pass the baton now.
Yeah, passing it to Labake. Ishike. All right.
Okay. I already have a Cowrywise account. I never used to be Giveverse, so I think I will just maximize my Cowrywise and open as many more accounts as possible because I think I have the same issue with keep this money for me, buy this for me, that. So I always end up having to go check my statement of accounts every time because I'm confused. Where is what going? What is where going? So yeah, I think yeah. So maximize my Cowrywise by creating new wallets for different savings and then opening more accounts. Yes, I think that's what I would do.
Well done, great. So the Cowrywise you're opening is to maximize your savings if you need to.
Yeah.
But what I also explained to Rashida was the collection of the money. So Mariam says, help me to run this fabric in Oshodi. It's not you don't have a Cowrywise account number. Do you understand?
Yeah, I get that part. So yeah, for that part, I think the issue would be, what I would need to do rather is to use different bank accounts. Say, okay, I'll just, like you said, designate this bank account, for example, UBA for errands, right?
Exactly.
Then maybe GT for my own personal groceries, like you said. So I know that I'm not bothered. 250, 100 naira is from GT. Then maybe
Exactly.
Jai for the big money that they are keeping with me. Or maybe the second GT account for blah blah, or this for this for work, this for that. So yeah, I think I'll do that.
Thank you, guys. So two quick nuggets I want to share from my own personal um, money belief is you can't rule out borrowing people money, especially if you can afford to borrow people money. So I have this I have this wallet on Piggy that I just built it. I built it slowly over a period of time, just let it sit there. So that's why I shall put like a minimum amount of money there, Sha. So if you come and tell me, oh, Mariam, I want to borrow, I already have my rules. And we'll see that when we come to lending. I already have my rules for borrowing people money. And whatever is in that wallet is what I can borrow you. If it's 10 naira that is there, it's 10 naira I can borrow. I'm not going to look for additional money and add to it and borrow you. So if you're asking for 15 naira, oh, I'm sorry, I can only do 10 naira at this time. And that 10 naira, these are my rules and regulation. And once you abide, I give you the money. Once you return it back, I take it back to that piggy wallet. Sharp, sharp. No waste of time. That's like so that's like a wallet for lending others. The other thing is my Union Bank account is an account that doesn't have an ATM, doesn't have a USSD code. No, I think it has a USSD code, but I don't use it often. But it doesn't have an ATM, doesn't have internet banking, doesn't have an app. Why? I put it there for quick emergency funds. You know, you may put your emergency fund in Cowrie, and when you need to like take it out, network is having issues. You probably forgot you went to fix it for 90 days. There will be penalty charges or something. So I need something where with USSD code, I can transfer my 20,000. And within minutes, the money is sitting in an account that I can now use internet banking or my banking app to transfer out. So you need to have that, we call it liquid cash for urgencies. So all your money cannot be fixed in different apps where getting it out is you looking for two-factor authentication, you are looking for security word, password, or somebody cannot even sharply do it for you. Imagine a scenario where sometimes I just say, what if you are not able to speak or communicate to people to tell them all the different security protocols to access money to save your life? Do you understand? So that one should be, maybe somebody should just know your PIN, and that way they can just do the USSD transfer from that account. It doesn't hold so much money for security concerns again, but have that one place where you can just put, you can just take cash very quickly if there's a core emergency before you now start doing emergency funds liquidation and all. Okay, so let's come back to investment, because I think a lot of us are actually waiting for it. Who else is excited to learn about investment, especially now that they are singing sukuk, sukuk, sukuk? Go and buy sukuk. Some people will still leave this call. They will still not buy sukuk. They will still not buy sukuk. But let me do my duty so that we can close in another 10 to 15 minutes. Now, investment is different from savings, gentlemen and ladies, mental gen and ladies. Investment is not saving. No. Investment is not saving. No. Saving is not investment. So there are two different things. So can somebody repeat what I just said?
Investment is not saving, no. Saving is not investment, oh. They are two different things, oh.
Thank you. They are not the same thing. But before I even go into investment proper, just a nugget for you to also take home. If you're saving towards annual rent is paid once a year. The idea is that if your rent is 2 million and it's going to be due every 12 months, minimum you must save every month is 2 million divided by 12. Nothing less. Nothing less. Because you cannot go and beg landlord when time comes and say, I only have 1.8. I'll balance you 400 later. That's why you are on this session. So if your rent is 2.4 million, you have to pay in 12 months' time. Every month you save a minimum of 200,000. Now, you know that 200,000, you're putting it in a particular savings app or wallet, right? You can fix it as an investment because you don't need that money now until 12 months' time. Let me take that again. I want to have a rent savings wallet. I've decided to use my bank, UBA. That is a wrong decision. Why is it a wrong decision? Money that is inside my bank is not an investment. It's not an investment. So this is what I would do. I would now take that money, I will take it to an investment savings app. A place where it will not just be savings, but it will also double as an investment. For example, my piggy, my carry, or whatever it is we're going to share on the investment slide where you can do investments. Then I would say, because I don't need this money until maybe my rent is due next year, April. For now, I still have 12 months. By August, I have 8 months, right? I'll just keep putting it to 200,000 there every month. It will be rolling over in my investment. It will give me return on investment. When it is now time for April, I will now unlock that investment, withdraw that investment, pay landlord 2.4 and take home extra profits on it. So what is this investment that I've been talking about? You are putting your money into assets, but it will grow over a period of time, whether it is through profits or interest or rent or value appreciation. Let me take one of these points, one after the other, and I'll give you practical examples. I've taken money, and Rashida comes to say she wants to do a huge project for Speak Up Academy, and she brings a business plan, and this is the total money she's looking for, and she says, if you give me, I need a total of 10 million. If you give me 2.5 million, in 12 months' time, I will be able to use that whole 10 million to generate 18 million, right? The 10 million will generate 18 million. If you give me 2.5, you get to take 25% of the extra 8 million that we are generating. Should I take that again, or is anybody confused?
Yes, please take it again.
Okay. So, we've said investment is the process of putting your money into assets like XYZ that will grow over time through profits, interest, rent, or value acquisition. So I want to take it one after the other. Example that I'm talking about now is profits. Speak Up Academy has a business plan. They need 10 million naira to execute that business plan. Once they are done executing that business plan, in 12 months' time, that business plan will yield a total return of 18 million in profits, not revenue. Not revenue, no, because you're going to take away expense and all that. In profits, 18 million. So it means invest 10 million in this business plan, we will get 18 million at the end of the day. So if I give her 25% of the 10 million, which is 2.5 million, right? She will give me in return 25% of 18 million. Do we understand the math now?
Yes.
Very simple. So that is me investing in a business that will yield maturity in 18 months' time. And I'll be getting, please, somebody help me do the math. How much will I get back at the end of 18 months when the business has yielded 18 million total recoverable assets? I will get 25% because I invested 25%. I gave her 2.5, she needed 10. So how much will I get back at the end of the day? So
2.5. I am tempted to say that I am not good with numbers, but I am changing that limiting limit.
So let me just assist. So I've given you, the first thing is that you have to return my 2.5 million that I gave to you. Do you understand? You have to first return the 2.5 I gave to you. So you have made a total of 18 million. Take away 10 million first. Return to the people that contributed 10 million to you first. Please use this explanation to understand Sukuk too. Okay? You have given, government is saying, give me 300 billion. Anybody that contributes 300 billion, in 7 years' time, I'll return your exact amount that you put in 2025 May. So Speak Up Academy is saying, give me 10 million. Next year, April, I'll return your 10 million. So Mariam gives her 2.5, Labake gives her 5 million. Okay? Mr. Opere gives her 2.5 million. So 3 people contributed 1 million for Rashida. Me, I contributed 5%, Labake contributed 50%, Mr. Opere contributed 25%. Shikino. Next year, April has come. She has made profit of 18 million. So she will first of all take our 2.5 and 5 million, she will return it. She has 8 million left. Then she will now say, what was the percentage that you brought in? Me, I brought 25. Labake, big boom, and she brought 50. So Labake, that give her 4 million profits, Bada, because she brought 50%. Me and Mr. Opere will now share the remaining 50% equally because I brought 25%, he brought 25%. So I'll take home a
All
total.
right, and that will be on the assumption that the 80 million naira is revenue and not profit.
No, it is profit, not revenue. It is profits. You are not sharing revenue, you are sharing profits. That's why this part says it grows over time, either through profits. Emphasis on profits. You have done your maths. Whatever this business plan that you did, you've seen the revenue, you've taken away all the expense, you've taken away your own share of the work you are putting in, you've taken away your own share of the profits. So you are saying what will be left for anybody that contributes to this project is
okay. Okay.
Do you understand now?
Yes, I do.
So that's sukuk. In one word, government needs 300 billion. Government knows that 300 billion is probably going to become 900 billion for them or even 2 trillion. We don't know. But they've said if you put in money, we'll give you 19% on whatever you have invested. But at the end of 7 years, if you gave them 5 million, they will return your 5 million. Bam, bam, bam. No extra cover deducted. No tax. Doesn't have tax. We'll give you that 5 million. But the difference between sukuk, which is where it will now be, so this will now fall under rent, sort of, because you are co-owning capital projects with the government. So what the government will now do is that's your 19%. They will multiply it by the amount you invested, then they will pay you in 12 installments, 2 installments per year. 2 installments per year, simple. But at the end of the 6th year, when you're entering the 7th year, or in the 7th year, that original amount that you invested will be returned to your bank account complete. Then over 6 years, you would have enjoyed two installments every year at 19% of what you brought in 2025. Share, understand. Do we all understand?
Benny, we understand.
Thank you. Interest is, for some of us, we're Muslims, so we won't do interest because it's riba. But how interest works is that is like your treasury bills. So I will put it in, and I'm looking at it. I'm saying, oh, every year it will yield an interest of maybe 10%. I'll pay you that dividend. I'll pay you that interest. I'll pay you that share of interest that year. But the day you now decide that you want to go and collect your money back, I stop paying interest because we have business together. But whatever you are collecting back, based on the kind of instruments that you purchased, we will calculate the worth of the instrument on the day you want your instrument, your money back, and then we'll pay you off. But every period, a period that is pre-communicated to you, I'll be paying you the interest rates at that time. For value appreciation, for those of you that bought MTN shares that time, let's say you bought 100K, because one of my friends bought 100K, and when he was checking his platform, his 100K is about 178,000 now. That's value appreciation. My folks bought Owando, was it Owando or Total back then? And my dad said he bought it for like kobo or naira, so very small money. The man is late now. He bought it for one of his children, but this stock is now worth millions. And this is 25 years later. So it was appreciating in value. And all the dividends that was unclaimed by my sibling, he can claim it now. That's the money, and his shares will still be there. So that is, over the long time, your money has grown in value appreciation. Okay, I hope that is clear. I wanted to really lay the background for this so that every other thing is easy and seamless afterwards. What are the things that is investment? It goes over time, is mid-term to long-term. Some of them can be short-term too, like commercial papers. They can be 6 months, 9 months, but typically commercial papers are at least 9 months. Compounding means there is a percentage. That calculation that Rashida was saying she does not really like, that's whole calculation. That's what we call compounding. So this percent, that percent, this period, then at the end of a period, there's the future value, all of that compounding, we usually do it. There is risk in investment, but it is manageable, and you pick what you can manage. It is planned and it is intentional. It is based on your value. I'll talk about risk appetite shortly. It can be liquid or locked. So liquid is like your MTN shares. You can go to your portal, sell it now, and they will return your money now, or within maybe 24 hours or whatever. It can be locked like Sukuk. So you wait 7 years. But even Sukuk is tradable on the Nigerian Stock Exchange floor. You can decide that you want to sell your Sukuk in 3 years' time, but there has to be an available buyer to buy. And you will be shown on the floor as willing to sell. Somebody will see your prompt and say, willing to buy, pay you the money, and you go. But there has to be an available buyer. Otherwise, you may need to wait till the 7th year. But there is always an available buyer on the floor of the stock exchange. What investment is not? It is not quick money. It's not gambling. It's not bet. It's not lottery. Profit is not overnight. I cannot give Rashida 2.5 million and tomorrow she's giving me 2.5 million plus another 2 million. No, cannot work anywhere in this world. It's not put 50K today, get 150K in 3 days time. Give me 1 million today, get 5 million in 3 months time. Possible. Then it is not money that you kept in bank. Any money that's in your bank account is not investment. Any money you just kept inside your Cowrywise wallet that is looking at you are looking at it is not investment. Any money yes, it's not investment, it's savings. Any money that you put inside one economy app that you are saying, I'm waiting to when I'm traveling to Maldives when I'm going to Hajj next year, I'm paying small, I'm putting it in that wallet, or maybe my Hajj plan is 2027. But I know I have to put an amount of money every month inside a wallet. That is not investment. What you should do is rather find an investment that you can buy. It can be mutual funds. It can be money market. That if your plan is to pay the Hajj operator in December of 2026, you should be able to liquidate that portfolio in November 2026. If you do that, it is investment. But if you're just saving it in that alert by Wema, waiting for when you pay Iman Travels in December 2026, it is not an investment. So any money you are keeping saving is not an investment. Any money you keep in bank is not an investment. Investment is not secretive. It's not don't tell anybody. That's why Sukuk is everybody is shouting Sukuk. You can see where it is. You can hold CBN. You can hold the bank's response. You can say, I bought Sukuk. You can cry out and people will tell you, this is where to go to resolve your issue. But when they start saying, it's just one small WhatsApp group, we lock it. That is not investment. Please don't go to where they will lock you inside WhatsApp group. Now, what's the difference between this and Ponzi scheme? When you see an investment, you can see the assets. You can see the business. I can ask Rashida, give me CAC document. I'll go and verify with CAC that speak up is speak up. Let me see the people on this team. I will interview them, speak to them, and they are real human beings. I can do due diligence, I can investigate. But this other one, you will not see products, you will not see service. You will not even know where they are. It's just websites or WhatsApp group or Telegram group. Then exactly, they'll tell you they don't want it. It's not for everybody. It's for selected few. They will selectively few and carry your money away. It is transparent about the risk and return, and the return is not greedy. It's not like bring 1 million, collect 7 million. If that's it, I will not be here now. I'll just look for somebody to give 1 million and collect 7 million. So I'll be living. Why am I talking for 3 hours? So it's not that rosy. There is risk and there's return, and it is calculated, and you can see. It's not high. It's not greedily high. If you're going to get return that is very high, then your investment is also super high, e.g. venture capital. So when you hear Paystack saying we raised $1 million, the people that will make return on Paystack, they will make it in millions of dollars too, because they invested millions of dollars. So you can't be investing 100K and be expecting 100 million. It is regulated by financial body. Today you can go to Stanbic IBTC. They will tell you, if I sent an email to the customer care rep and they sent me a full email explaining Sukuk. I spoke to Marvel Capital, their customer care has been reaching out to me on WhatsApp explaining Sukuk. You can hold people and say, is it people that gave me this information? And they are regulated bodies, they are incorporated organizations in the country. But this other one, you will not know them, you will not see them, in fact, you will not even know who started what. The last one is there's always pressure, that you should quickly, as the people are already, space is filling out fast, slot has finished, quickly, and then you quickly go and put your money in what will hurt you. A few tips, a few money beliefs. You don't need to have so much to start investing. Just start small. Understand your risk appetite. It means, what are you comfortable with losing? If the risk does not materialize the way you want, what are you comfortable with losing? And it should be based on your personality, not the hype. It should be based on your personality. So conservative means, I can't lose too much, so put your money in bonds. Savings and mutual funds in this case. Fixed deposits rather. I can let go of this amount, sharp. It won't really kill me. That means you're moderate. So you can do money markets. Money markets can be crazy. Today the rate can be 21. Tomorrow it's crashing down to 14. Then aggressive is like high. You are doing venture capital. You're doing stocks. You're trading on the floor of the exchange, and like everybody is having blood pressure. So that one is very high. So if you can take those big risks, or maybe you see a business that is about to die, then you take that business, you do a 180-degree turnaround, like Otedola did with AP. 180-degree turnaround. You inject money, the business is already dying, but you are saying, I'll revive it. So if it doesn't revive, that money is gone. If it revives, you will. And that's what actually made the man rich today. So he took that risk. He pumped in money into AP, and as God will have it, his pumping was successful, and now he's enjoying the reward.
Money.
Yes, so that was very aggressive, very, very aggressive. Please, I've heard this a lot. I want to invest. Naira is not good. You're not gonna be buying dollar. Who sent you message? Anti-dollar. Don't buy dollar. Don't use your currency to buy a currency where, if your currency stand and that currency stand, your currency is shaking. 1 naira is $1,600. Why do you want to go and carry $1 is 1,600 naira. Why do you want to go and carry 16,000 to buy $10? Why? And one stock that you want to buy is $40. Think about it. You want to buy one stock today in Amazon or in Apple, it's about $40-something for one stock, one share. And at the end of the day, when they are paying dividend, they only pay you ×1 because you only bought one share. So you will now carry about God knows how much thousands of naira to go and buy $40 to buy one share. Abba. That's your $1,000 could have bought you MTN shares, and you buy 1,000 units. When they are paying dividend, they will pay your own multiplied by 1,000. We call it FX exposure risk. Every day dollar goes up, the value of your share would keep coming down, because you had bought when some people in their countries, maybe their currency was 200 to $1, but you bought 8 times over. So we usually advise that when your local currency is way lower than the currency you want to purchase those mutual funds or asset or portfolio in, please don't. Just buy from your local currency, or preferably go and earn in dollar. Earn in dollar so you can buy in dollar. That way, everybody is fine. So what are the investments you can buy? You can do mutual fund, you can do money market. For the Muslims in the house, any asset management firm, there is Stanbic, there is Coronation Merchant, there is FSDH, there is A Investment, there is alternative banking. There are now many. Go there, open halal money markets. There is now the halal one. You see, they always write halal money market. You can buy that one, right? You can buy mutual fund. You can buy stock. Now, for Muslims, if you're buying stock, if you're buying shares or stocks, shares means you have a portion in equity. you become a shareholder. Stocks is just, I'm selling this thing from this business. Once it gets to this period, I'll pay you back and you're out of the door. But for shares, you keep remaining a shareholder until you decide you want to sell your shares. When you're buying, you can buy in companies where I think there's a Sharia ruling for it. You can't buy where they are doing haram activities like smoking, gambling. So you can't buy shares of Bet Ninja, for example. You can't buy shares of a bank, please, because they deal in riba and interest, except where it is a fully Sharia compliant bank. You can't buy Nigerian breweries because they do alcohol. Okay, but you can buy like an MTN. Now there is FIC says, should you buy in a place where their activity is causing harm to the environment, like oil companies that do is it something drilling downstream or something, the people that drill the oil from the ground, and they pollute the water, they pollute the air, they kill the animals in the water bodies. So FIC will tell you not to invest in those companies because they are causing harm to people and Allah's creatures. So there's yeah. Then you can invest in real estate and capital projects. So capital projects like the Sukuk, real estate, if it's not for brothel, for zina purposes, if it's for commercial living, and all that, you can invest in some of those. So again, these apps tells you available investment options, or these platforms, they will tell you available investment options. For Bamboo, you can actually invest on Bamboo. It will take you to where you can find investment, and then in fact, it has a wallet of its own. You put the money in the wallet, then you take from that wallet and invest in those things, and then you can monitor your investment. Money Africa will tell you about investment. Piggy, you can also invest in it, but it's not very wide. Piggy is more for savings more than it is for investment. Cowrywise actually does similar to Bamboo. But if you want to directly invest in these platforms, go to asset management firms and register with them. It is free. Very. So very quickly on debt management, debt can be loan. It can be things like mortgage, where you're paying small for your house and the house becomes your own. So that's not a bad thing. So when you hear people saying I'm servicing debt, don't think they're just borrowing money right, left, and center. Understand first, what they are trying to do. So how does debt work? It is not your identity. So please, if you are owing, except you were owing under duress, don't be too sad about it. For the Muslims in the house, we are encouraged not to be in debt as much as possible, except when it's unavoidable. But for things like mortgage, have a clear plan so that in the event where the person passes on, there's somebody that will continue the debt management or even pay off, so the person will not have fitna of the grave. So apart from that, you can manage debt Islamically and ethically. For mortgage also, for those of you who don't know, Nigerian Housing Fund is there. You can have an account with them, put a small portion.
Nigerian Housing Fund.
Yes, NHF. Put a small amount of your money from salary there every month. After a while, you can qualify for mortgage services and own a home in Nigeria. Okay, thank you for that. If you want more information, please go to NHF. But I can also just give you the information that I have. Where was I? All right. So steps to take to control. Please list all your debts. Even Islamically, it is advised that people know who you're owing, where you're owing them, how much you're owing, and all that. So always have that clear. Whenever you're due to pay, put it in your budgets. Okay, always put it in your budget. Don't go and collect basically that is very big. Just start with something small. Once you see that you're able to manage, then you can collect more debt. For those people who would not need to worry about interest, interest that allows you to repay over a long period of time is way better than interest that you have to repay almost immediately. And your grace period, always negotiate a long grace period, a moratorium period. I always tell people negotiate at least 1 year. So it means that if I collect the loan in May, I won't worry about repayment until at least next year, April. So that's my grace period or moratorium period. Any debts that you are collecting to improve lifestyle, is not a debt. So one of your limiting money that you need to flip today is that once you say that your budget is not budgeting, the expense is more than the income, you have to go and borrow. No. Even for your business, no. What you need to do is cut down expenses, improve revenue. Okay, you don't necessarily have to go and borrow. Don't borrow to pay salaries, don't borrow to pay rent, don't borrow to pay school fees. It just means that you are putting a child in a school that you cannot afford the rent. You're staying in a house that you cannot afford the rent, or you are focusing on the wrong priorities over time instead of building your rent money to your landlord. So take that, speak to yourself and know when you are overstepping your boundaries and cut down your coats according to your clothes. Then when you are not able to afford it, take your child back to the school that is your preference. All right? But don't borrow to go and be paying. I see, borrow, I want to pay school fees for my child this month. I don't usually borrow such people because I feel that you may come back later to now borrow money to buy food again. And so when you start borrowing that way, you would not be able to eventually pay back the debt. Always negotiate. Always negotiate your loan. Borrow me money. How much? 20K you pay. I want my money now. Always negotiate. Always. In fact, always speak to your lenders about how do you want your money to be paid back. Negotiate the terms. Can I pay in 5 installments over 7 months? Can I pay in 2 installments over 4 months? Can I have the first 2 months not to pay any installments? You can negotiate this. You can, if you see that you are having difficulty paying, come back to your lender and say, can I renegotiate my previous loan terms? You are allowed to do that. Even with the banks, you are allowed to do that. They will rework your loan payment and they will spread it in a better way for you. The other thing you need to understand is that loan comes with interest. So the interest is the same way you're going to enjoy Sukuk, 19%. That's how loan will also work. They will add interest and then you'll be paying back with the principal. When you are missing payments, please tell the people you borrowed from and let them know why you're missing. Now, early repayment is quite tricky. There was a debt we were servicing at my firm where we wanted to pay off all the debt, but we had to pay a penalty for wanting to pay off early. And yeah, it was crazy. And the bank says because they have invested with that money, they've told somebody, oh, I'm going to collect this money this way from Lagbaja over this period of time. And I'm going to use that to put this money in an investment for me. So you're now giving them all the money, now you have scattered their plan. So they are putting a penalty. So sometimes some loan is meant to keep you in bondage. Understand those type of loans and avoid them. Because ordinarily, I should be happy that you are paying me my full money before our agreed dates. I should be happy. Why am I putting a penalty? So please use loans for value addition purposes. Emergencies, you're allowed to borrow for emergencies, especially where you actually, but it wasn't sufficient. Okay. For personal loans, I don't know how to say this enough. Most people would give you a personal loan based on your character. Before we talk about books, terms and conditions, it is usually your character. Oh, Mariam is a very rude person. That means if I give her money, if I want to collect it back, she will insult my family's generation. Mariam doesn't pick calls. Before you can reach her, you will call like 51 times. When I give you the money, I'll call your great-grandfathers and your ancestors before you pay me back. In the event of a default, I will not give you. Mariam talks too much. She will go and tell the whole world that she borrowed, you managed to give her small 50K. So when I borrow her, she will say she will not have borrowed me, or she can even choose the narrative on my head. They will not pay you. So our character usually determines when you are seeking personal loans. And this is something that most of us do not know. People will ask about the person trying to secure a loan, and it is how you have been behaving. It's not the fact that you can pay back for some people. It is your personal character, behavior, and conduct that will make them to not give you that loan. So we need to start watching ourselves. And for some of us, communication is the problem. Ego, pride. Because you can't pay back, you expect the person to just know that you have not been able to pay back. They should know that they have not paid salary now. You have a duty to communicate and say, I am going to be defaulting or delaying time by this amount, and this is when I'm going to eventually come back and make good on my promises, and that should be clear for everyone. Borrow only when you need and can afford to repay. Be honest. Don't borrow to fund appearances. So imagine that somebody dashes their bucket 2.5 million today, and there is no car in the Nigerian market for 2. Don't borrow and go and add to it though, because you wanna drive a car. And then don't borrow without a clear repayment plan. So even in workplaces now, we structure loan policies such that your salary can pay back the loan. There is no, I'm sorry, I did not know, I will not be able to pay. Bam, bam, bam. Doesn't work. Now, the last thing which you need to do, which a lot of us don't do, is this feedback and learning. After you have borrowed and you are tracking the borrowing, remember you also have to put the amount you will pay back monthly on your budget. Sit down and ask yourself, how did I get to this? There's a way Papa says it on our social media. How did I find myself in this situation? How did I find myself in this situation? Ask yourself, what led to it? And tell yourself the honest truth and ensure it doesn't happen again. Now, reflect on how to avoid it in the future, right? And then if you're able to finally pay off a loan, is a huge deal. Please celebrate yourself. But this is a place where you can also do delayed gratification. You can tell your going to buy that birthday gift until I have finished paying my loan. Now, as a lender, and this part is for people who lend, not people who borrow, who receive the fund. Please, don't lend what you cannot afford to lose without bad posts. So if somebody says, Mariam, borrow me 200K. If you don't return my 200K, I'm going to cry. I'm going to call your name in Sujud. I'm going to go back to Allah and say, and you to share me. What they do me? Enemy God. So I will borrow you 200K because I cannot come and be using my Sujud energy to be calling and fighting you in prayers. So I'd rather give you 1,000 that if you don't pay me back, allow going. I'm fine. I'm protecting my peace. So understand your own. Is your own 200K or is it 20K like Mariam? So understand what you can afford to lose if the person doesn't pay you back. Document the terms. WhatsApp is there. Is my bestie, my son, my sister. Put it there. You said you will pay me on this day, at this time, at this hour, with this amount. Let it be there. Document the term, even if it's a loved one. Be clear on the expectation. I don't like my money cut, into bits when you are repaying. So maybe you borrowed 1.5, you now want to be paying 150K in 10 months. For me, I feel like you spoiled the money for me because I won't be able to do something tangible. If I'm not disciplined in 10 months, I'll not be able to accumulate that 1.5 million back. So if you're going to pay me back, please, maybe 2 installment maximum, 750, when I can tangibly hold my money and, sum them up together and get my 1.5 million back. Don't borrow, don't lend out of emotions. You are the only one that I have. You have God. There's no other person apart from me. You have God. See, don't just lend out of emotions or guilt or pressure. Then don't jeopardize your own stability because you want to help somebody else. It's only when you're standing on 2 legs that you can help somebody. And this part is really helping us to redo our minds shift on the money beliefs that we've been carrying forward for a long time. Okay? Yeah. And yes, so you can use it to redo your money belief, to flip the chart. If you cannot help a person and you know an alternative, point them to the alternative. You can give them a small gift. I cannot help you with 80K, but I can give you 5,000. At least that's 75K that you're looking for somebody to borrow you. I'm dashing you 5,000. This ushering job is opening this weekend. They will pay 15K. If you apply, I can tell the person to select you. That is 15K minus the 80K you are looking for. Somebody else can borrow you 65. That kind of a thing. You can help them with things like that. Then also be firm and stay kind. If the person is not paying you back, don't be in a hurry to malign. Find solution. For example, Mariam has borrowed from Rashida and Mariam is not picking Rashida's calls. She's not answering her WhatsApp. Can Rashida go and speak to somebody from PUC that Mariam knows that, maybe like Mariam's boss, and say, oh, she borrowed money from me. Don't destroy her character and her name. Just say she borrowed from me. I've been trying to reach her. Please help me reach her and tell her to pay me back. That's you being firm and still being kind. It is the way you present the matter that determines whether you were rich or you did it in a good way. So, gentlemen and ladies, I'm on my last slide, which is already simple. I'll take questions at the end. If you want to do this, you have to set SMART goals. We all know what SMART goals are, so I'm not going to do that, but you need to set everything you do in money, there has to be a goal. There has to be a goal. Even when you're saying, I want to just flex today, why are you flexing today? Are you flexing because you survived another toxic week at work, which you really need, so that you are not paying a therapist 150K per hour? And you know that this will help you to heal until you leave that. You can't be in a toxic workplace, be complaining about toxic workplace, be taking yourself out to heal, and you're not doing the job of looking for another job. In that case, you are deceiving yourself. You are deceiving yourself. So you must be doing the job of using your non-work hours to be looking for another job so that you can leave the toxic workplace. And so when it finally happens, you take yourself out and you enjoy. Even if your budget is tight, you're like, I did it, I should comment. So even for that, there is a SMART goal. So all the decisions you will take should be smart. I want to go and stay in Banana Island. Why? What's the goal? Is it specific? Is it measurable? Is it realistic? Is it time bound? Who can you hold accountable? Oh, I'm doing this for my children. But that goal will materialize in 15 years' time. So you may need to stretch yourself for the first 5 years, because Banana Island is not cheap. Okay? Short-term, long-term, understand which one is falling into which plan. Some of us don't even have retirement plan. We think it's until we are 50. No, the day you become an adult, you should have your retirement plan. How am I going to retire? What will be my fund backup? Like how will I have my basic necessities of life if anything happens to me and I lose my job? All of these conversations are things you should start planning for now. When you want to travel, I used to make the mistake before of emptying my investment to travel, but now if I don't start the savings for travel, I'm not going anywhere. The passport will be fine. Let the passport be blank. One day we will still travel. Alternatively, you can look for paid travel opportunities, sponsor travel opportunities that they would pay for your travel costs, and eventually you will stamp your passport. That is also you investing into that as a SMART goal, so you don't have to pay for the trip. Is it that or you save towards your trip, and then that works. Impulsive spending, you need to kill it. Impulsive spenders, you cannot be financially successful if you're an impulsive spender. You need to know what triggers you. Is it peer pressure? Then cut off those people, or at least maintain a healthy distance. Is it social media? Regulate your screen time. Is it boredom? Go and be jumping rope in your compound. Is it indecisiveness? Do a budget and be clear. Is it ojukokoro, being greedy? Call somebody to be your accountability partner that will set or reset your brain. But understand your trigger when it comes to impulsive spending. You are passing KFC, and it's calling your name, it's calling your name, it's calling your name. Please pick your phone and call Mariam and say, KFC is calling my name. I'll tell you that, come to my house. Don't enter. Keep coming straight, and then you'll be able to, over time, kill that impulsive spending. For rising expenses, there's nothing we can do about that. If food prices are going up, what you can do is look for alternatives. For example, if you buy in bulk with another family, will you buy cheaper? Instead of buying the tomato small, look for people who have families, carpool and buy a basket of tomato and then share, right? I used to do that. I used to do meats with my friend. We'll buy the meat plenty, then 3 of us will share it, and it lasts me, and we pay cheaper. Do an audit of your subscriptions. Some of these things you don't need. You are doing gym, you are not going to the gym. There is YouTube. You can do your Fit Farm from YouTube. You can understand the meals that you need to eat from research. You don't need to be paying somebody. Skincare routine. Why are you buying so many products that you don't need, when all you need to be doing is drinking water so your skin can be hydrated, and using your moisturizers and preventing from sunscreen? There are little things. So do an audit of what takes your money when expenses are going up and you need to cut it down. Then if you have to request for more money at your place of work, please request. it is your right to ask when inflation in the economy is rising. So you can write an email, discuss with your manager, talk to the CEO, let them know. They know that the economy is getting harder. So discuss what's the plan for promotion and increasing of salaries over a period of time. If you run a business, look at increasing the prices of your products and services and let your customers know the reason why. For the income part, you have to build multiple streams of income. It cannot, in fact, I wrote briefly mention so I don't forget. We are saying influencing is for people who like worldly things. That's not true. You can be an influencer as a Muslim or as a religious person, as a Christian. You can influence in a way where you talk sense. You don't have to shake your waist on social media. You can look for freelancing gig. This is me talking. If I'm going to do this with LBS next week, Wednesday, and they'll credit my account. I'm going to go and teach financial management for SMEs. They will credit my account. That is a side hustle. So look at the skills that you have, can make money from it, and don't be afraid to charge your fee. But you cannot rely on one source of income. Only risky. The last and final, before I close my slides for today and say thank you, is learning. You need to learn, read books, listen to podcasts, take courses, sit down with this budgeting as though it is a final year course for you, right? Understand how the budget works. Keep doing it until you become better at it. Watch movies that help you to broaden your focus, things that will help you to go towards financial freedom. Follow people on social media that will help you with this journey, and take away those that will help you to spend the money you don't have. But these are disciplines that you need to understand how to be disciplined, even not just for money, for your general life. Understand how to be disciplined so that you can be able to continue with habits that will serve you now and in the long term. And on that note, I say thank you very much, everyone. It's been amazing speaking with you. I'll take questions.
Wow. Wow. I'm a bit speechless right now. Thank you so much, Mariam. That was an amazing session. I hope we all learned a lot from the session we had with Mariam. Can someone drop in the comment section? Did we learn something? Did we learn something? And those of us that were bulletproof before we started this session, I hope you didn't get it a lot. Coach Rashida. I hope you.
Why are you calling me out?
It a lot. And some of us are not wearing protection. I hope we are still alive.
I'm actually reading comments now and I'll reply to a couple, but please carry on, Balikis.
Yay.
Okay, so I don't even know where to start from. Like everything was just, she was just throwing everything was just making sense. Oh, now I see this is the reason why it's been hard trying to manage this particular money. Oh, this is where the fault is coming from. These things. Mariam, thank you so much for such an impactful, awesome, amazing session. You did justice to it. And I have one quote.
Okay.
When you gave us this exercise, that's my favorite. Just one. I mentioned it before. It says wanting money is selfish, and then you ask us to flip it. Wanting money is not selfish. That few words means a lot. Like people would seem, oh, wàhálà wo ló kó rẹ̀ sí, kí ni gbogbo eléyìí, ṣé torí owó, kíníkan. And then they'd be like, I'm just trying to make this money. I don't know. People have different opinions, and that quote is a lot. And that is a situation, not an identity. Some of us, we are really struggling, and we are struggling to ask for help, which is a bad thing. If you need help, you need to ask for help.
Yes.
Go meet that trustworthy someone, that trustworthy person. explain yourself. Oh, this is it. You're serious about it. Explain your situation. I'm sure the person will be like, why didn't you say sit down? I would have done this and that. You don't need to bother yourself about it. It is okay to be in debt sometimes. It's okay as long as you know you're going to pay back, you know this is for a certain thing, and and I'm sure we also learned how to manage our money. And these three, she said budget, debt management, savings, investment. And there's this word. I hope we are holding our ear. Hold your ear and say savings is not investment though. Hold your ear and say it. Savings is not investment though. Savings is what you do in your colo. Investment, it is what you do in your colo. And investment is with the expectation that you're going to grow, you're going to get or gain something over time. So that's what investment literally is. You're growing, you're gaining something over time, but savings is the amount that you put in your colo is the same thing you will meet. In fact, you might even be at loss, because there was I saw a video recently of someone that saved money for over a year. Someone saving 1,000 naira every day for a year, only for you to open your colo and see that rat has eaten everything. Like,
Yes, I was trending on social media.
only for you to open your colo and see that rat has eaten. Imagine if you made investments with that money. You know that you'd have gotten more than what you're expecting, not to even go at a loss with this your colo strategy. Well, thank God for technology. We have Cowrie Rice there, and even though Cowrie Rice shows us shaggy sometimes, there was a time that I saved. Always said Cowrie Rice always deducts a certain amount of money from my account, and I'm just like, okay, no problem. I'm good with it. Only for me to have 1K left. And I've planned for that 1K. And the next thing I saw was debit. The next thing I saw was debit from Cowrie Rice. Only leaving me with 0 naira, 0 kobo. And then there's one thing about Cowrie: you will not get your money, even if it is life and death matter, unless it's the due date you want to withdraw your money. That's when they would look your way. Once Cowrie Rice collects your money, say bye-bye to it. So, Mariam, thank you so much. That was an amazing session. And I'm sure we all had a lot to learn. I need to apologize about the whole Zoom wahala. Zoom knows that we are going to have a session. This is interesting. Zoom knows that we are bringing Mariam as a speaker because she's the right person to do justice to this topic. So Zoom is now doing basha. Something in Islam, if you're Muslim, something to say, Zoom is trying to act like the shaitan in this matter. So, but alhamdulillah, we thank God that regardless of that, we still had an amazing and impactful class with Mariam. Now, the next thing on our agenda is, question and answer. If we have any question to ask Mariam, I'm sure the session has been very interactive. Mariam gave us space, time to talk. She interacted with us. She asked questions. She told us to do some exercises, and it was really that impactful. But if you still have some certain questions that we jot down, I'm going to ask Mariam this certain question separately. I would like. I think this is the best time for us to ask those questions. So if we do have a question, please let's raise our hand, and then Mariam will take it one after the other.
Also, there's some question in the chat box already.
Okay.
I think she'll take those first and then take raise hands after.
Yes, I'm seeing some questions in the chat box that I wanted to quickly speak, and some comments. So for the Taj Bank, I think at this point I am confused. Are they an Islamic bank or are they not? Because SMEs try to get loan and they are calling actual commercial banking rate for them 10%. I'm not sure right now. For Piggy,
Yes, Taj Bank is an Islamic bank actually.
Yeah, they now give interest-based loan. That's my point. At 33%.
You didn't call it interest rate.
Isn't I would
Hello?
confirm. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. It was quoted as interest, but I would confirm again the exact term that was used.
Okay, because it's so what they do basically is sometimes the rate they use mirrors the interest rates used maybe in the country, but yes, they don't charge interest rates. So what they do basically is they do financing depending on the need of the customer. So the customer can, if the customer, for example, wants to buy a car to support his business, so the bank, for example, can do a Moroba financing. So the bank buys the car at a cost, and they say, okay, we're selling it to you at 25% profit rate, and they sell it to the customer. So let's say 1 million, then they sell it to the customer 1.25 million. So, so I don't know what exactly the person went to charge for, but I think most likely it's going to be a profit rate or a rental rate if it is Ijaro, or a profit rate if it is Modoroba, like a profit sharing partnership.
Yeah, I'm answering your question. I went for working capital. That's why I'm surprised.
Yes. I can hear you.
I'm not sure are you following my conversation? I can hear you very well, but I think maybe it's
yes, I've been following your conversation.
No, what I'm saying.
Yes, your voice is breaking actually. I don't know if it's from me.
Sorry, can you hear me? Is my voice breaking?
Am I the only one? Or is our voice breaking?
It is actually, our voice is breaking.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Can anybody else? Can anybody else? Oh, boy. So can anybody hear me?
Yes, please. I think it's better
Yes,
now.
we can hear you.
Okay, awesome. Sorry about that. I was asking all the things you explained. Yes, that is what we know Taj Bank to be. But I'm saying this happened last month. And this person wants working capital. Working capital, I'm not buying an asset. I just want to invest in a project. That is my choice. Just give me money, and they were 3% interest rate. So I don't know. And get the
Not
if they have now done.
it's breaking.
Okay, can you hear me?
Hello?
Am I still?
Yes, your audio is still breaking.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I don't think you hear me. Is this still? Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can, clearly.
Oh, okay. Alhamdulillah. I think there was something wrong. I don't know. But hopefully it is still, it doesn't go off.
Okay.
I was trying to you can't hear me again.
We
Can you
can hear you.
Okay, awesome. So I was explaining to Royhana that the person who for the loan wants capital, not for asset financing, and they quoted bank lending rate to him. Actually, commercial bank lending rate. So that's what I said. I don't know if to shift base. The person is not a Muslim.
Oh, okay. It might be an operational error, but normally they're not supposed to quote a lending rate. So whatever contract they use, so if they use Morobaha, they are quoting a profit rate, Ijaro rental rate, Musharaka Mudoroba profit rate. So it might be an error from them or something. But generally, what we know is that Taj Bank is an Islamic bank.
Okay. I think we'll just, when we have our personal experiences with them, we would know better. But I'll also get clarity from him on what exactly transpired. You earn in dollar, you don't have naira to do sukuk. So we're not saying don't sell your dollar to buy naira. What we're saying is don't use your naira to go and buy dollar because you want to invest in Amazon stock. Do you understand? If you earn in dollar and you can't take dollar to the market to buy pepper, so you have to change your dollar to naira. In the same vein, we don't have opportunity to invest in sukuk in dollar. So you need to sell that your dollar to naira. But look at it, $1 is 15 naira. So we just $100. You have how much naira to buy sukuk? So you can do that, right? But the day dollar starts depreciating, where naira now becomes 400 to 1 naira, or 400 naira to $1 rather, then you would have been exposed to FX rates, because what you did was at 1.5, now it is gone down. If you were going to sell that sukuk and buy back your dollar, you'll be buying at a way lower price. So that's the FX risks that we talk about. But for now, and 7 years is a long time, we don't know if at the end of 7 years, if naira would have appreciated against the dollar. So there will always be that FX risk. But if you earn in naira right now, and that is what you earn, earn in dollar right now, that is what you earn in, then there is no brainer. You just have to sell your dollar and buy naira, pretty much. Okay. I think those are the questions that.
Yes, I think that's on the questions on the chat box. Please, if you have any other questions to ask, let us raise our hand or drop something in the chat box for Mariam to answer.
Can you see my hand?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
So let's have your question.
Okay, so thank you, Mariam. The session was quite insightful and knowledge packed. So I just want to chip in one or two things, not a question per se, like a comment. So the other time you were talking about investment. So you were talking about Sharia screening. So I just wanted to chip in that there are some companies that even if they tick the list of, they are not offering around products or services, they can still fail Sharia screening because there are 3 stages of Sharia screening. So, for example, if a company has its capital, like majority of its capital structure as debt, so they might not pass the Sharia screening. So I know SP, Joe Jones and all of these companies, they do Sharia screening. Even there's some companies in Nigeria that do Sharia screening. So you might want to do an extra check to see if, that company is actually really Sharia compliant. And then I also wanted to talk about debt. So I know that you assume that we have a mixed audience in the call. So I don't know, but from what I see, I think we're majorly Muslims here. So I'm just going to advise that if you want to maybe want to grow your business by way of debt, you can choose Islamic finance alternatives. And then you go to Islamic banks, and then I mentioned something like this earlier. You can do financing. I think for any need that you have, there is always a contract, an Islamic finance alternative, Islamic contract that would fit in for that. So I just wanted to chip that in. Salam alaikum. Thank you.
Okay. Walaikum salam. Thank you, Rayana. Mariam, do you have any comment to drop on that?
Thank you, Rayhana, for that. But when we prepare for sessions, we don't prepare based on what we see at the time the session is happening. We prepare based on what the target audience is. So even though there are Muslims on the call right now, the slide was going to speak to a mixed audience. So I need to deliver that. Secondly, we have non-Muslims around us. Even in our families, I have 3 siblings that are not Muslims, and they probably don't want to hear anything Sharia ethical. So I need to be able to give them what will also work for them. But what I'm not going to do is to then like participate, because that would now be haram for me. So it's also important that we share this information with our Muslim colleagues and friends and family, so that they can also help the people around them who are not Muslims. But I wanted to mention that. So if anybody is going to go out there tomorrow and do something similar to what I've done today, you're not also, streamlined and caught unawares. Thank you. And I do apologize for the Zoom stuff. Apparently, it was my fault. I don't know, for some reason, my laptop is not allowing me to log in, but I was able to log in with my phone. So if I had known this from the onset, would have just used the phone straight up. I'm so sorry. Rashida, I am really so sorry. Like, you've put in a lot of work. Everybody has put in a lot of work for this. And then at the end of the day, we're having to do 40 minutes beats. And it's actually not pleasant.
No worries at all. I should be thanking you for your patience. I know for sure you must be a very calm person. And because you're not even also panicky, you're not angry, you're not giving us face like, this call is going to stop again in the next 30 minutes, you're not giving us any body language to be so worried. If you did, we'll be worried as well and say, oh, we're stressing our facilitator and all that. So, and I know everybody on this call understands that sometimes internet stuff, internet stuffs can be like that. There was a time I was in a class and my students would hear what I said almost 5 minutes ago.
Time lag.
Almost 5 minutes. I almost cried. No, not like cried, like, that kind of laugh when water wants to come out of your eyes. And I told them that, see, let's just end this class. The internet is not our friend today.
Jam.
The internet is not our friend today. So let us just give it up and try for another time. So we had to do a makeup class and all that. So internet can be like that. It's one of the cons of having an online classes like this. And so we have no choice but to embrace it and manage it in the best possible way that we can. So Alhamdulillah, we were able to at least get the part where you explained important things like budgeting and all of that in a place. And I am very happy about that. At least we'll be recording that since you started that part. So I really just also want to appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to everybody who is here as well. You would notice, in fact, my sister was asking me that, oh, am I sharing this slide too? For me, it's not always about the number, it's about the impact. For the number of people that are here on this call today, I want us to all go back, put in the work to make our money work for us. I am not going to lie to you, Mariam. This is the first time, the very first time in my life that I've had to understand money the way I do, the way you have explained it, the way I did today. And I'm very sure it is going to have a lasting impact on me. I'm going to go back, sit down, and write all the things that, because a lot of times people just act based on what they know. So now that I know, I am going to go back, I am going to work on how to master my money and make my money work for me. And of course, Balkis kept mentioning something about debt, that again, that is not your identity. Before now, I used to be very prideful of the fact that I am not owing anybody is not owing me. Not even anybody is not owing me. I'm still not owing anybody. And, it makes me feel fly. And of course, maybe I would have judged anybody who was in debt for maybe very good reasons or very right reasons. But then now I have learned something. In fact, I think I have learned it sometimes earlier this year, because I follow people who run businesses and they tell you things like, oh, you want to scale your business, you have to scale it with other people's money. And before I used to think like, if I owe you even 100 naira, I cannot sleep. But now I think I am challenging that belief, and I'm telling myself that is not a bad thing after all. If you're not using them to buy things that are not necessary, if you're using it for the right things, and you have a very solid plan to repay the debt. So thank you so much, Mariam. This session, if we charged it for 50,000 naira, it is worth it is worth every 1 second. It is worth every. I'm very sure.
Every word, every point she has to give us, everything.
Everything. So I just want to appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for pouring in everything. Like, you literally spilled everything, explained everything in total and all that. So thank you very much. And thank you to everyone who came around as well. Thank you. Thank you. And I hope that we would all go back and really do something practical about our finances. Again, it's not until you start earning 1 million naira, whatever it is you have now, you can always work on it and say, okay, this is how I want this to work for me and all that. So I pray that Allah increase all of us in sustenance and bless us richly. Thank you.
I mean, yeah. So I think that will serve as a closing remark. Unexpected closing remark. Okay. So I'm sure we all had an amazing time. Please, let's share our experience with people. Tell the world, oh, I met one Mariam. Mariam, have you noticed that I've been avoiding saying your surname? You didn't notice I've been avoiding mentioning your surname. Okay, so you please go to your favorite social media and share your experience about the Mindful Mind series, masterclass series powered by Speak Up Academy Nigeria.
Yes,
Share your
we're very
experience
happy to
about
hear from you.
Mariam Dikoko.
Share it. And then you're going to get a mail, a feedback form mail. Please,
Okay,
kindly
yes. Please do help us fill in this form, as it will serve as a way for us to work to serve you guys better. Yes, it will serve as a way to serve you guys better. So please do fill the feedback that is going to be sent to your emails. Now, thank you so much for joining us, and I think this is where we are going to end today's amazing masterclass with Mariam Dikoko. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
All right, bye everyone. Thank you so much for coming.
Much. Assalamu alaikum.
All right,
Thank you so much.
Barakatuh. Thank you.
Balkis.
Ma?
Yeah, I think we need to leave the call. I think Mariam was the host. I would have said to end it and all that. But Mariam was the host. And I forgot to mention to her so that
It's made me the host now.
It's made you the host?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know how you will. I don't know whether.
I have a end here. And
Make me the host, please. So that if that means it would record on our this thing, then it does. Like the recording uploads.
I've made you the host.
Okay, good. All right, how about this? Well done. You did a very great job.
Thank you.
Take care. Lodgerize. Sean is a rice.
Miss party. Ah, God.
Sorry, but you enjoyed the event, didn't you?
But I still missed. And I'm even struggling, safe. I'm having cramps. OGG cramps.
Sorry. Well, Shapakila. We have to tell them, bye-bye.